folks, this is Rob from Rome, and we're going to be talking about insoles for Backcountry Skiing Canada.com, and we're going to do a little review of basically the Cetus product. Anything from drop-ins to custom insoles and posted, non-posted. We'll talk about that a little bit. When you go out there and you buy a ski boot, most of the time you get one of these. They're sort of an insole. They're supposed to be doing some things like support, and some are better than others. However, we'll pick on these guys and show you that there is really no support. So a couple main things about insoles is they need to provide support, contact through the boot, and hence enhance our skiing. Also comfort, which is very important. Here at the Rome shop, we're basically dealing with touring equipment, and comfort is paramount. Performance, secondary, however, equally important. The basic product from Sidas is this one right here. They're called Free Fit Winter, high, mid, and low arch. And the product is a simple cut to fit, drops into the boot, and again provides the tip fib, a straight up satellite position, as well as support all throughout the insole. Just basically easily matched up to your insole. 80% of folks out there will manage very well with that. For 20% that aren't satisfied with this, we have another option. Cetus provides us with something that's called custom insoles. Custom insoles come in this very disturbing flat form. Two options. One is basically a flat with potential posting, and the other, which is also again flat, but with some posting built into it. Posting is basically additional support that the insole will get, hence giving the arch additional support, as well that contact area, so when you're rolling the foot into the turn, provides better contact with the boot, the binding, and eventually the ski and snow. Crucial in skiing. So if these are disturbing as far as what you're going to be paying between 175 to 200 bucks for, rejoice in the fact that eventually they're going to look like this, which is basically a custom mold to someone's foot. Okay folks, this is typically what comes out of one of the stock insoles that live in boots. As you can tell, pretty simple, not a lot of support. For Cetus, the entry level into winter is their 3 feet winter system that provides 3 steps and 3 choices in high, mid, and low arch option. Definitely a lot more support through the back as well as in the instep and under the arches. This particular one in the high also provides a little metatarsal support, as well as a little bit of insulation. The silver stuff, that's what keeps you warm as well. Looking very flat. This particular guy here, this is called a Ski Pro, and it offers a little bit more additional posting and support on the back of the insole. It is fully heat moldable and hence also customizable to a foot. And then a simpler option, which is just a simple blank one level, again fully moldable with an optional posting option to it. This is the finished product on the custom insole. So we're going to do a basic assessment on mass here, and everything starts with measuring the feet and measuring the width of the feet as well as length. And we do it in 2 positions. One is basically sitting down, and I'm just going to manipulate your leg. The reason for that is that the strength of the arch also dictates this amount of splay in the foot. And what I mean by that, right now there's a certain measurement there, which is about a 24.5, 25-ish. And Maz, if you could stand up for me, please. Notice how that measurement just basically shifted. What ends up happening is that looking at Maz's feet, you can tell that she's got a pretty flat arch. So that muscle underneath her foot just pushed out the size of the boot. Not much change in width, which is a good thing, and she's sort of in a mid to a wider range for the size of her foot. And the first thing I'll do is I'll just lift this toe, and notice if I lift this toe, I can now creep in here and see how exposed that tendon is. And I can basically assess that, okay, that's pretty exposed, so probably if I give it too much support, it's going to be hurting. If I don't give it enough support, it's also going to be hurting because it's going to want to stretch out. Okay. Next, for the stiffness part, I'll just cup the hat, and can I get you just to lift that foot with me like a gas pedal foot? Excellent. It's a very sort of personal assessment here. Not a very flexible foot. this is typically a time I would go, hey, have you ever had a knee or an ankle injury on that foot? At this point, typically that giveaway is the lack of flexibility can be coming out of the knee or out of the Achilles. Again, somebody who has not a lot of flexibility in their foot probably should have a slightly stiffer boot, because what we need to do is we're trying to limit the ability of this foot to raise the heel, so trying to get rid of the lever. Again, an insole is a beautiful tool for that because it allows us to ramp it up a little bit and fill in the gaps, so get rid of that movement in the foot that again could be creating that pressure point right over top of the foot. And step on this piece of paper with your heel, please, and flex forward just a little bit. Flex forward again, and one more time. Okay, notice that it didn't take a whole lot of flexing for that piece of paper to slip out. That gives me, again, a really good indication of what's going to be happening in the heel as far as it behaving inside of a boot. I just probably know right now that as a result of a little bit of lack of flexibility or lower end flexibility, that heel really needs to be located. So I might have to do some additional heel work at the point. Again, beautiful thing about an insole is that it's going to locate this and centralize this heel for me. So folks, we found after the initial foot assessment, we decided that we're going to go with a set of custom insoles. We're going to go with the Sidas Ski Pro. The beauty of this is that we're going to have some additional posting, so hopefully minimal work after the actual molding of this. And again, the goal here is to turn this into a fair representation of Maz's foot. Hopefully at the end of the process we're going to have beautiful arch contact, incredible heel hold, and some wiggly toes. It starts with cooking these things to an appropriate temperature and making sure that we get a proper mold out of them, and more importantly, casting Maz's feet to basically the shape that we need to then transport onto these. Again, we don't have any magical teleportation devices, but we do have this pretty awesome Cetus unit. What it does, it basically allows me to insert these little pads in here, our little templates, our little blanks, seal it in, turn on the vacuum, which is really kind of important because what it does, it allows these to be sealed properly in there and cook evenly. So there's no loss of heat, and the heat is directly transferred into where it needs to be. The other thing that allows me to do is also allows me to start off with an absolutely perfect flat blank. I don't have any imperfections. Whatever I do, it'll be minusing out. So once this is all vacuumed in, now it's time to cook, and basically 5-minute cycle, sometimes a little longer with the posted options. When it's red, it's cooking. Now I can focus on Maz's feet. Now, Maz, I'm going to just basically take your foot and your leg and manipulate. So bear with me, please. There's a couple alignment issues that I need to deal with. 90 degrees more or less. Beautiful there. Taking the other foot. And again, a little bit of alignment issues here. Beautiful. Now that I have Maz aligned on these, I'm basically going to ask her to stand and support herself a little bit on these little holders. As that happens, now I'm going to release the vacuum pressure and notice that Maz's feet are sinking into the pads. I can further help him a little bit if I so choose to. Again, Maz being a lightweight, we need to try to help her out a little bit. And then I'll mold them by pressing the vacuum. Right now, that silicone is basically trying to take the imprint of Maz's feet. When I get a little bit of vacuum in there, not too much, I'll ask for Maz to lift her toes and try to support them as much as she can. Then I'll sneak underneath here, because again, we don't really need anything around the front of the toes as far as the ski boot's concerned. Again, all we want there is wiggle room. I don't need any locators. If anything, actually, I want as little there as possible. Allow that foot to breathe and also be nice and warm. Now I have a wonderful stencil to put my blanks into and give them some shape. And let's see what Rob cooked up today. Yeah, we're getting there. You can tell that already that there's some shape and form being taken there. I'm going to leave this on for another few seconds while I start playing with this one. All I'm going to do here is basically I'm going to take and seed this. Okay, if I could just manipulate your foot again, please. Excellent. If you want to just stand up on that, go for it. Lift your toes up for me, please. Casting is certainly a big part of the equation of this process. This is what really makes the magic happen before the artists come around. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, toes up, slightly flexed. Awesome. Now step on out. And as the gelatin releases, it just gives us the little guy's back. It's not the flat blank anymore.
Okay, so after the Insole custom molding from Rob at Rome, I've just put them into my boots, and I'm feeling how they fit. I've actually put my old insole into this boot, which was just the stock insole that came with the boot, and I put the new custom molded insole into this boot, and the difference is remarkable. I mean, obviously this one's custom molded. The immediate thing that I feel is that it cradles to my foot. It cradles my foot. I don't feel any space at all around the heel. And this is where I really notice it, in fact, is this whole back section here. Whereas in the stock liner that came with the boot, I can actually feel the gaps around my heel that exist now, which I didn't notice before. I tried the custom insole in. So it's quite a remarkable experience. I'm looking forward to skiing on them to see how they feel.
It's really important to understand that insoles are really not an add-on. They're a necessity. You could probably get away with a stock insole for 2 hours, 3 hours, and if you're on the hill, in and out, yeah, you can get away with that. Here at Rome we specialize in touring, which implies to us repeated use for a long period of time. Definitely at least 2-3 hours out in the boots, buckled, maybe 4 hours. Even in beautiful whitewater where some of the tours are shorter, you're still going to be in the boot for at least an hour and a half going out, unless you're really quick. Bottom line being is that you want as much support. I mean, initially, racing boots utilize insoles for performance. They are to drive the ski, drive the edge. What we're now using insoles for is really comfort and also the ability to mold that boot to a specific foot the best we can. Hey, if you can't be spendy at 200 or 180 bucks, at least throw the 40 bucks down and sort of try to fake it with a drop-in. It's a reality of the product, and at the same time, I think at the end of the day, you're going to appreciate what's going on, both for your performance and your comfort. Believe it or not, this could be a difference between a cold toe and a warm toe, as well as maybe running that extra lap up or not. Again, price range is all over the place. Definitely foot assessment, absolute necessity. For most folks, if they can get away with that, we will say, hey, do. For the folks that want the extra treatment and appreciate this, spend a lot of time in their boots, this is a necessity, not an option. Again, come and see us. Myself, Rob, my staff at the Rome shop here in Nelson, BC.